Welcome back, everybody. You're here at KGTR. I'm Tony. If you haven't already, click subscribe, hit that notification bell. Any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. We got another special issue of Page by Page. This one is featuring Kerrang! Magazine, Metal Magazine. This is issue number 8 of February 1982. We're well into the 80s, the early 80s. We've already covered 1981. Join me as we go over Kerrang! Magazine, Metal Magazine for heavy metal enthusiasts. This is the February 1982 edition, and this magazine was published and is from the UK. And if you love heavy metal, you'd love this magazine. Totally different than Cream, Hit Parader, and Circus, but nonetheless, if you love heavy metal, you wanted your heavy metal information, your fix, photos, news, articles, interviews, whatever, Kerrang! Was your magazine, alright? So join me as we go through this issue, page by page. We're going to look at everything, see what was happening back in this issue, goof on, comment, and give me your thoughts below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this issue, alright? Let's go ahead and begin. This is Kerrang! Look at the cover. This is the February 82 issue. Poll results. So they'll give us the poll results of all the winners and colors. This issue, they're going to talk about Pat Benatar. Now, obviously, she's not heavy metal, but she was hard rock. She was hard rock in the late 70s and early 80s. And she was good. She was a powerhouse. And if you like Pat Benatar, you'll love Neil Giraldo, her husband, and a phenomenal guitar player and songwriter. And they made massive hits back in the early 80s. Pat Benatar was a force. She had more hits than Blondie at some point. And she was at the top of her game. And then Love is a Battlefield and We Belong and Hit Me With Your Best Shot and Precious Time. She has a lot of hits. I would suggest go to YouTube, type in Pat Benatar videos or Pat Benatar hits, and they'll bring a smile to your face, ear to ear. And she's good. Alright, this issue covers Rush, AC/DC, Lemmy, John Lord. I don't know who John Lord is, we'll find out. Motorhead, Rose Tattoo. I remember the name Rose Tattoo. Biff Byford. I think this can be a UK artist. Cozy Powell, that can be another UK artist. I've never heard of this. Kelly Johnson. That name sounds familiar. David Coverdale, obviously of Whitesnake, and Richie Blackmore of Rainbow. Plus, Kiss. UFO, Status Quo. We got Tigers, Slade, Alan Freeman, Strikingly. For connoisseurs, where they recommend certain albums and bands, and win all 50 albums. All right, let's go ahead and open her up and see what's in this issue. Now, this issue is going to be page by page and not open because I couldn't. I didn't want to damage the original. All right, so this magazine is known for their section here called Mayhem. And again, for my eyes in this video, this is just too small, but pretty much it's just what the magazine issue is going to entail. There's some little photos here, but the print is very small, as you can tell. Alright, we got Sammy Hagar, Standing in Hampton, album and cassette at Virgin. This is from Virgin Records. New Year album. Again, this is February issue of 1982. 1982 was a great year for me. I was in high school, but I just loved, I love being in high school. I love that era. And lo and behold, the top kings of metal were Van Halen, Scorpions, Judas Priest, Kiss, and there's no Motley Crue yet. There's an early Def Leppard, but there's no Motley Crue or Shout at the Devil. There's no Quiet Riot, Metal Health yet. But it's coming. It's coming. They're either in the studio recording or they're about to get signed. But it's going to get really good come mid-late 82 or 83. And then MTV's going to play more heavy metal stuff. It's going to look good. Just to give you a teaser of what 82 is going to come. Alright, more articles to the editor and so forth. Tour news. Alice Cooper's on tour. Motorhead's on tour. Iron Maiden. The Scorpions. Upcoming. So this is what's telling you what's upcoming. There looks like Van Halen right there. Look, there's a little Eddie Van Halen. So that's pretty cool. Where are they now? I can't read the small print, so I apologize. We just want to go through this page by page. Alright, They're still pushing Kiss the Elder 1982. Yes, I had the albums. I never had cassettes of Kiss, but I had all the albums. I think the last Kiss album I actually bought was, I didn't buy Look It Up. I bought that later. But when I was buying every record, it could have been The Elder. What was after The Elder? Creatures of the Night. I think Creatures of the Night came after The Elder. That was the last Kiss album I bought. And Vinnie Vincent was on there, and I loved it. It was heavy. It was good. Vinnie Vincent made that album really good. And the drums, and I Love It Loud. Gonna play it loud. I think that's on there. Yeah. Anyways, Creatures of the Night by Kiss was my last album I bought. And I love Kiss, but by then they just got a little bit corny. So it wasn't until Look It Up or later that I got back into Kiss. So just to give you a little sidetrack. And I talked about that because of obviously The Elder. A lot of people ditched Kiss because of The Elder. And they ditched them because of Dynasty. Or they ditched them because of Unmasked. So who knows? Right, these are the poll winners. So you lot stuck your X where it was needed. You lot. So I guess the UK people, you bunch of people, they call you lot. So that's slang. Where it was needed. So now Kerrang presents you your annual poll winners. Remember in the last issue or the 2 issues ago, I was showing you where subscribers or readers can submit their favorite band, artist, whatever. Let's see what they chose. This is back in 1982. So this could have been in December of 81 or the January 82 issue. They picked their favorite band: AC/DC, Rush, Motorhead, Whitesnake, Gillan, Saxon, Status Quo, Black Sabbath, Rainbow, and Kiss. Look, there's no Van Halen here. Interesting, right? Now, obviously, this is for the UK readers, and so maybe they weren't exposed too much to Van Halen, but this was what the people voted for. Male singers: David Coverdale of Whitesnake, Ian Gillan, Ronnie James Dio of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz, Biff Byford of Saxon. Okay, so remember I asked you who Biff Byford was? The singer for Saxon. Alright, we got here Graham Bonnet, Lemmy of Motorhead, Brian Johnson. Okay, Brian Johnson, AC/DC. Geddy Lee of Rush, and Rob Halford of Judas Priest. Female singers, they picked Pat Benatar. Maybe that's why she was on the cover. Kelly Johnson of Girls School. Okay. Now I know who she is. I just don't know the name, but the name sounds familiar. Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac, Kate Bush, Ann Wilson of Heart, Kim Wilde, that was New Wave right there. Kim McCullough, Girls School. I don't know who that is. Judy Tenuta and Edith Williams, Girls School. Alright, new band and act. So these are their favorite, what people voted as their favorite new band. Rose Tattoo, Michael Schenker Group, Blizzard of Oz. That's not a band or act. Did he call himself the Blizzard of Oz? It was Ozzy Osbourne. The album was called Blizzard of Oz. I don't think he called himself Blizzard of Oz. Right. Saxon, Tigers of Pantang, Demon, Diamond Head, Raven, Riot, and Def Leppard. Those were new bands of 82. Their favorite albums were No Sleep Till Hammersmith, Motorhead. For those about to rock, AC/DC, Denim and Leather, Saxon. Let's see, Rush, Ozzy, Rush, Whitesnake, Black Sabbath, Michael Schenker Group, MSG, Double Trouble, Ian Gillan. That was their people voted as their favorite bands. Interesting though, there's no Van Halen. So maybe they were picking bands in the UK, but that's weird because they chose Girls School and they chose Pat Benatar. Their favorite single: Tom Sawyer, Rush, Motorhead Live, Don't Break My Heart, Whitesnake. Again, later in 82. So remember, Randy Rhoads dies. Later, Brad Gillis, replaces Randy, right? But during the winter of 82, Ozzy releases his album with Brad Gillis, playing Black Sabbath, the double record of Black Sabbath tunes. Same time, Brad Gillis releases his debut album with Night Ranger. So in 1982, Brad Gillis releases on the same weekend an album with Ozzy Osbourne, playing Black Sabbath tunes, and then his debut awesome album with Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol, and he sold a lot of records because of being an Ozzy. So if you saw him, you followed him with Night Ranger, and they were like hard rock, but they ended up becoming like a Journey type band, like Journey with the keyboards and melodic stuff. But just to give you an idea of what was coming up in 1982, Randy hasn't died yet, so I'm just giving you a heads up. Right, and their favorite guitarist here was Richie Blackmore, Rainbow, Angus Young of AC/DC. Oh, there's more. Michael Schenker Group, Alex Lifeson. Oh, look, they put Eddie Van Halen at number 10. So back in 82, the readers in the UK put as their number one guitar player Richie Blackmore. So I don't know who's voting. Kids, teenagers, guitar players. But to put Eddie Van Halen as number 10 as their favorite guitar player. And to put Jimmy Page over Eddie Van Halen, that's gotta say something about the voters. Favorite keyboardist from Whitesnake, Rainbow. What about Yes? What about the keyboard player for Yes, or Emerson, Lake and Palmer? Their favorite bass player was Lemmy. Where is Chris Squire from Yes? Their favorite drummer, Cozy Powell. Where's Ozzy's? Didn't Ozzy have what's his name? Tommy Aldridge? Tommy Aldridge should be here. Look, Tight Trousers, male. Biff Byford, saxophone. Look, they got David Lee Roth, who looks great in the women's. We got Pat Benatar, Kelly Johnson. Their favorite DJ. I don't know about no DJs. Their favorite TV shows. Obviously, these are UK TV shows right here. Here's some American ones. We got Boar, Adam Ant, Mods. I don't know what Boar means, but there you go. Alright, here's a nice poll winner. Favorite female singer. She was good. She was total 80s. I love Pat Benatar. I have all her albums now. I love her. I love Pat Benatar. Alright, Rose Tattoo. To this day, this is 2025. If I heard of Rose Tattoo, I don't remember any songs or hits by Rose Tattoo. Maybe if I heard their hits on YouTube, it may come to me like, oh, that's who that was. But right now, I cannot tell you anything from Rose Tattoo. I'm not saying they're bad. I'd have to check them out. So maybe after this video, I'm going to go check them out on YouTube. Alright, Deaf but Not Dumb. So, Slade. This talks about the band Slade. Alright, this is more on the band Slade. Keeping the score with Chaos Diwali, Status Quo. So this is the guitar player for Status Quo. Here's the interview with him. So there we go right there. I don't know if we'll last another 20 years. That would put it to 2002. Remember, this is 1982. 1992 is 10 years and 2002 is 20. I never followed Status Quo. Again, last time I saw them was with Live Aid. So I don't know when they broke up. So I don't know if they did last 20 years. 20 years of Status Quo. Alright, here's a cartoon, heavy metal cartoon. Alright, poll winner, top band, AC/DC. They were huge. They were Back in Black. That put them on the map, and that made them a lot of money. Alright, there's Angus Young with his little outfit right there, and this classic vintage Gibson SG, which he made so popular. Coming in Kerrang! Questions Corner. Send in your questions and reviews of gigs, albums, singles, and so on. Right, special announcement. Great news for the new year. Because of the tremendous success of Kerrang!, which is due to you lot out there. Lot, again, more slang for all of you or people, folks. Kerrang! Is pleased to announce that it is going to be on sale every fortnight from February 11th, 1982. Packed full of glorious color photographs. There will be even more up-to-date news, plus a chance to enter more competitions. So that's pretty cool, right? Right, Motorhead. There's a three-piece band, very, very heavy. And check them out. You can find them on YouTube. We miss Lemmy, but the band is forever immortalized. They're on YouTube. You can see them play. check out their videos and enjoy it. It'll bring a smile. Right, there's Lemmy with his, it looks like, this looks like a Rickenbacker bass. I don't know why I call it the Squire bass. I was thinking of Chris Squire from Yes. But this is the Rickenbacker bass. Alright, Gene Simmons, this is from the Dynasty Tour. So, a lesson in history. So if you want me to read this history as it was back in 1982, they're going to talk about probably their records and when they broke up to do the solo projects, when they came back and got rid of Peter Criss, they got rid of Ace Frehley, so who knows. Right, this was, I believe, 2 pages right there, yeah. So that would have been a great poster, but I had to pull it out to be able to scan page by page, right? Richie Blackmore, poll winner, top guitarist. He was number 1 and Eddie was number 10. So, I don't know who's voting. Again, I think it's probably people in the UK who are not exposed to Eddie Van Halen. That's what I'm thinking. Alright? Alright, Metal Mechanic. Right there, or Mechanics right there. Alright, we're almost done with this issue. A UFO discography of Steve Gadd. So here they're just going to talk about the records of UFO. More John Lord, poll winner for best keyboards, or best in keyboards. David Coverdale, best singer. So they got him for best singer for, they put him over Robert Plant. Hazy Days in Whitley Bay. Alright. Nicky Kent goes as the booze with the Tigers of Pantang. So apparently they were pretty big in what, 1980, 81, 82? I need to look them up. So look up Tigers of Pantang. Here they are, Tigers of Pantang. I'm going to look them up. Right? Biff Byford of Saxon, Tight Trousers. So if you like to see him in tight trousers, go ahead and look him up with Saxon. Right? Kelly Johnson, lead guitar. Look at that beautiful Les Paul. Here's the guitar player of Girl School. Right? Strictly for Connoisseurs. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Barclay James Harvest. Records they want you to check out. Alan Parsons Project, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, and Heaven and Hell by Vangelis. So those are the albums that they're recommending that you give a listen to, and they're rating them. Armed and Ready, these are the bands they're recommending, promoting. Heavy Metal Records, right here. Dirt Records, Jive Records. Again, I can't read this small print. I don't know. I can't read this, so I apologize. But this issue right here is showing you the bands, up-and-coming bands, who to look out for. Armed and Ready. Alright. So, despite them, have you... I can't read these bands' names, but they're here somewhere. But these are... Remember, Kerrang is now Fortnite. Yeah. So, this is for the upcoming bands. Spanish division right here. So this is in Espanol, UFO. Alright, I think that's the end of, Cozy Powell, poll winner for best drummer. Now he beat Tommy Aldridge? He beat, wow, how can he beat Tommy Aldridge? But here he is, right? So this is the back cover of, oh sorry, I thought it was. We're almost there. A few more pages. Alright, Guitar Heroes, Michael Schenker. He beat out Eddie Van Halen, look at that. When did you begin playing guitar? When I was 9 years old. So this is a pretty cool interview right here. Look. Why did you start? It was because of my brother, who was in a band. So Michael Schenker was following in his brother Rudolph Schenker footsteps. First time in guitar. My brother got a Gibson musical training. Self-taught. Early influences. Shadows, Beatles, and Leslie West. See? No Jimi Hendrix, no Jeff Beck, no Jimmy Page, no Jimi Hendrix. None of those players influenced them. First public appearance. First appearance on record when I was 16 on the Scorpions. Lonesome Crow. Alright. Other vinyl appearances. Equipment live. It depends on the situation. And And again, if you can read that, great. It's just too small for me. More crosswords, more advertisements. Pen pals, again, you know the gist on pen pals. More classifieds. You want to sell something, go ahead and submit it. Here's some jewelry right here, some back issues right there. Letters to the editor. Go ahead and send your letter, maybe they'll read it. More AC/DC Alphabet, more letters to the editor. And this is the back cover of this magazine. This is Rush, poll winner for best single. So here's, look, double neck Gibson and double neck Rickenbacker. Isn't that cool? So there is the issue of February 1982. Give me your thoughts on this issue featuring Pat Benatar. What are your thoughts on Pat Benatar? What are your thoughts on this issue? What bands strike you as your favorite bands of 1982? What do you thought about the poll, the voters? That was it. So give me your thoughts on Kerrang issue number 8, released February of 1982. Thank you for joining me. Again, any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Any requests, leave them below. I'm Tony here at KGTR, bringing you the best of 80s heavy metal as best I can. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.